The WWF champion, Yokozuna, and The Undertaker crossed paths at the 1993 Survivor Series, ultimately eliminating each other in their match, leading to a casket match at this year's Royal Rumble. Problems among members of the Hart family surfaced when Bret Hart accidentally caused his brother's elimination at the Survivor Series. The Harts prevailed, but Owen expressed his anger and frustration towards Bret. However, the two attempt to put their differences aside as they challenge the Quebecers for the Tag Team Championships. Razor Ramon's troubles with IRS stemmed from perceived disrespect from him and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, after suffering a shocking defeat to the 1-2-3 Kid. After aligning with the Kid, Ramon led his team into Survivor Series, where his team emerged victorious, but not before he'd been eliminated by IRS. Razor puts the Intercontinental title on the line once, and hopefully, for all against his nemesis. Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow have been at odds for most of 1993, and their animosity carries over into the new year in a one-on-one showdown. All leading to the 30-man Royal Rumble match where the winner goes on to challenge for the World Wrestling Federation Championship at WrestleMania 10. The 1994 Royal Rumble opens with a grudge match between Bam Bam Bigelow and the previously undefeated Tatanka. Bam Bam attempts to leap over Tatanka, but he moves aside and brings down Bigelow with shoulder blocks, a dropkick, and a crossbody. Then, he catches Bam Bam with a DDT as he ducks, but he fails to execute a flying crossbody. Bigelow assaults him and lands a corner avalanche, but Tatanka catches him off guard with a boot and tries for a flying sunset flip. However, Bam Bam counters it and sits on Tatanka. Tatanka ultimately retaliates with chops until Bigelow delivers a front dropkick and traps him in a bear hug. He manages to escape, but Bam Bam interrupts his comeback with shoulder blocks. Next, both men crash into each other during a double crossbody, but Bigelow is the first to stand and drives Tatanka into the corner. He no-sells it and starts a war dance until Bam Bam executes an enziguri and taunts him. Bam Bam seeks to follow up with a moonsault, but he fails to connect and Tatanka scores with a flying crossbody for the victory. Next, the Quebecers defend the WWF Tag Team Championships against the brothers, Bret and Owen Hart. Bret and Pierre start the match, with Pierre executing a power slam, but Bret responds with a knee strike and tags in Owen. He gains the upper hand against both Quebecers with impressive reversals and suplexes, but a mistake occurs during a flip over by Owen. Jacques retreats to his corner, nearly taking control of the match, but Owen delivers an enziguri and tags Bret. He attempts several pinfalls against Jacques using sunset flips and roll-ups until the match escalates into a chaotic four-way brawl. Bret and Owen perform some double-team tactics, but Pierre counters by trapping Bret in a power slam, allowing the Quebecers to seize control. They exploit distractions from the referee to choke Bret with a tag rope and execute their double-team techniques. Eventually, Bret tags Owen, who takes down his opponents with backdrops, suplexes, and a spinning wheel kick. He then traps Jacques in a sharpshooter, but Pierre intervenes while the ref is diverted. Owen then fends off a double team and manages to tag Bret. Owen signals for a double team move, but Johnny Polo opens the ropes, leading Bret to crash to the floor and injure his knee. The Quebecers utilize further referee distractions to assault Bret's knee with chairs and Johnny's golf club. The knee attack persists in the ring with a half Boston Crab and an attempt at the cannonball. However, Bret avoids it. He has an opportunity to tag, but instead, he tries to apply a sharpshooter from the mat. Unfortunately, his knee gives out, and he falls, prompting the ref to call off the match for Bret's safety. Owen expresses his frustration to the ref and proceeds to throw a tantrum. He then directs his rage towards Bret. He berates him for not tagging in. Bret struggles to stand on his injured knee as Owen continues to shout. Bret finally manages to get up and attempts to explain his actions, but Owen kicks Bret's bad knee, causing him to crash back down. Owen then exits the ring, shouting at the camera that Bret is too selfish and tried to play the hero. Owen insists that Bret is nothing but a self-centered individual and that his ego is too inflated. Bret's reaction to the promo is shown while Owen claims that Bret robbed him of his opportunity by refusing to tag. Owen asserts that he doesn't have a selfish bone in his body. He states that Bret's actions cost him that chance. Owen declares that he will claim victory in the Rumble instead because he is focused only on securing a title for himself now. Next, Razor Ramon defends the Intercontinental Championship against IRS. Before the match, Razor screams at IRS for taking his gold chains and throws his toothpick into IRS's face. The two men then fight to the floor and back into the ring. IRS drives Razor into the corner, but Ramon retaliates with punches. IRS continues to regroup and entices Razor into battling on the floor. He drives Ramon into the steps in the post before carrying the assault back into the ring. IRS then unexpectedly climbs to the top and leaps. Razor lifts a boot, but IRS dodges it and drops an elbow. He subsequently blocks several Razor comeback attempts and resorts to his signature move, the chinlock. Razor counters and delivers a fallaway slam, but IRS counters a whip and takes out the referee. He then attempts to use his briefcase, but Razor grabs it and strikes IRS. He also executes a super back suplex, but there's no referee. He then tries for the Razor's edge, but Shawn Michaels comes in and strikes Razor with his replica IC title. The referee regains consciousness just in time to witness IRS pinning for the victory, or is it? Earl Hebner comes in and clarifies what occurred, allowing Razor to recover and deliver a Razor's edge for the true victory to retain his title. For the very first time, the World Wrestling Federation Championship is on the line in a casket match at the 1994 Royal Rumble. Yokozuna defends against The Undertaker in this unusual title match. At the beginning of the match, Yokozuna made some menacing gestures, prompting Taker to confront him directly. Undertaker dodges a charge from Yoko and takes him down with several clotheslines. Yoko tumbles out of the ring and crashes into the post before the two men take turns slamming each other into the steps. They then head back into the ring where Taker executes Old School, but he falls out of the ring after missing a jumping clothesline. The two engage in another brawl outside, and Taker uses a chair, prompting Yoko to retaliate by throwing salt in his eyes. Yoko subsequently repays the act by striking Taker with a chair. He then tries to place Taker in the casket, but Taker grabs his foot and they continue to fight. Yoko successfully delivers a belly-to-belly suplex, but Taker sits up and, somewhat delivers a chokeslam. He also performs a jumping DDT and rolls Yoko into the casket, but then Crush attacks Taker. Before long, Bam Bam Bigelow, Kabuki, and Tenryu join in the assault. Fuji briefly takes the urn, but Paul Bearer retrieves it and strikes both Fuji and Cornette. Unfortunately, Adam Bomb, Jeff Jarrett, and the Head Shrinkers also enter the fray. Eventually, Diesel appears as Taker uses the salt bucket to fend off his attackers. Everyone confines Taker within the casket while Yoko rejoices in the ring. Yoko subsequently instructs them to take the casket to the back, but then Taker's gong resonates. Green smoke starts to emerge from the casket, and the lights in the arena go out. Then, Taker appears on the video screen. It's a view from within the casket. He warns everyone not to feel pride in their actions. He proclaims his spirit resides within the essence of all humanity, then asserts that his eternal flame cannot be extinguished and its source cannot be explained. Then states that everyone will soon witness the resurrection of The Undertaker, yet he will not find peace. Finally, the Royal Rumble match. The number 1 entrant this year is Scott Steiner, and entering number 2, Head Shrinker Samu. Scott manages to execute a Tiger Bomb and attempts to toss Samu out, but he is unable to. Number 3 is Rick Steiner, who takes his time making his entrance despite Samu trying to eliminate Scott. The Steiners then suplex Samu around the ring until Samu gets ensnared in a hangman position and is eliminated. Quang then enters at number 4 and sprays mist into Rick's face. Number 5 is Owen Hart, who was met with boos from the audience. He targets a still blinded Rick Steiner and successfully eliminates him. Following this, number 6 is Bart Gunn and number 7 is Diesel. Diesel swiftly eliminates everyone in the ring prior to Bob Backlund entering at number 8. Bob attempts to go after Diesel's legs, but he rakes the eyes and throws Backlund out. He then waits for Billy Gunn to enter at number 9. However, Diesel swiftly tosses him out in mere seconds. Diesel waits again until Virgil enters at number 10, which irritates DiBiase. Diesel easily throws out Virgil and DiBiase laughs at the situation. Number 11 is Randy Savage, who receives a great response. He engages in a brawl with Diesel until Jeff Jarrett enters at number 12. Double J attacks Savage and struts around, but Savage captures him and hurls him to the floor before Crush enters at number 13. He and Savage immediately start fighting and Savage delivers several flying axe handles, but Diesel intervenes. Crush ultimately eliminates Savage from the ring as Doink, accompanied by Dink, enters at number 14. Doink laughs at the confrontation between Diesel and Crush, prompting them to start double-teaming him. Following this, Bam Bam Bigelow enters at number 15 and Vince remarks that the ring is becoming overstuffed with beef. Bam Bam heads directly for Doink and Press slams him to the ground. The next entrant is Mabel at number 16, prompting DiBiase to echo Vince's beef comment. Mabel squishes everyone in the corners until Thurman Sparky Plug enters at number 17, followed by Shawn Michaels at number 18. Shawn faces Diesel and then tries to back off, extending a handshake. Diesel accepts it, but then everyone attacks him. They throw Diesel out of the ring, and Shawn even gives him an extra nudge. Finally, Mo enters at number 19. Shawn narrowly escapes elimination a few times. Next, Greg Valentine enters at number 20 and unexpectedly receives a response. Number 21 is Tatanka, who pursues HBK until Mabel halts him. Number 22 is the Great Kabuki, who joins the others, excluding Mo, in eliminating Mabel from the ring. Then, Lex Luger enters at number 23 and shows no indication of selling the backstage attack. He swiftly enacts revenge by throwing out Kabuki. However, Tenryu arrives at number 24 and chops Luger. The timer then counts down for number 25, but no one appears, leading Vince and DiBiase to speculate that it could have been Bret Hart's number. Next, Rick Martel enters at number 26 before Bret Hart shows up at number 27. He limps into the ring, prompting DiBiase to criticize him for entering the match while injured. Crush and Tenryu launch an assault on Bret's knee as Fada enters at number 28. A group then collaborates to eliminate Crush before Marty Jannetty enters at number 29 and targets Shawn Michaels. Finally, Adam Bomb arrives at number 30, prompting Vince to declare that he's going to win. Meanwhile, HBK eliminates Sparky Plug, but there is no further elimination for some time until Martel finally tosses out Valentine. Martel then misses a clothesline and falls from the ring. Adam Bomb is subsequently eliminated from the same spot. Mo and Tatanka are the next to be eliminated, while Michaels targets Jannetty once more. Next, Bam Bam charges at Luger, but Lex sidesteps him, causing Bam Bam to execute a flare-like flip. Luger pushes Bigelow off the apron, and Michaels eliminates Jannetty, bringing 2 more eliminations. Hart and Luger then whip Fado and Michaels towards each other before collaborating to eliminate Tenryu. The final 4, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, and Fatu, are left. Hart and Michaels engage in combat while Luger faces off against Fatu. Shawn narrowly escapes elimination again as Fada brings down Luger with headbutts. HBK and Fada double-team Luger, but Lex retaliates with a running forearm that sends Fada spinning. Then, Bret and Luger simultaneously backdrop Michaels and Fada out of the ring, leaving only Lex and Bret. The audience erupts as the two slug it out until Lex lifts Bret for a slam. They trip to the ropes and both men roll over simultaneously. After a significant moment of confusion, both Lex Luger and Bret Hart are declared co-winners of the Rumble. In a show of sportsmanship, both Luger and Bret congratulate and celebrate together, and await the outcome of a much-needed decision to be made in regards to who would be entitled to a championship match at WrestleMania 10. After nearly a year-long battle, Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow would soon both join Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Corporation, forming a tag team. After suffering defeat at the Royal Rumble, The Undertaker would go on a long hiatus before returning to face an imposter Undertaker at SummerSlam. Shawn Michaels had also become a thorn in the side of Razor Ramon since returning from suspension, claiming to be the rightful holder of the Intercontinental Championship. Constant stake of this claim, along with involvement with Ramon in his title defenses, would lead to a ladder match with both title belts suspended above the ring, with the winner being determined by the competitor that could first secure both titles. Owen Hart would again become frustrated and blame Bret for costing them the tag team titles. Bret repeatedly refused to face his brother in a match until the inevitable decision would be made for him. As co-winners of the Royal Rumble, both Bret and Lex Luger would receive opportunities at Yokozuna's WWF title at WrestleMania. President Jack Tunney determined that the winner of a coin toss would wrestle the champion first, but the loser would have to wrestle an additional match. Luger won the toss, meaning Bret would have to face his brother Owen in the opening contest of WrestleMania 10.